Nobody wanted Brazil. Not because people thought Brazil were bad. That would almost have been easier. People did something worse. They stopped thinking about them. Before this World Cup, conversations about favorites always drifted somewhere else. France looked complete. Argentina had the defending champion's aura. England had another generation that supposedly felt different. Spain had a system people trusted. Brazil was still included, but almost as a habit, almost as tradition. People said Brazil because people always say Brazil. Nobody said Brazil because they were afraid, and that is what changed. By the end of this video, you will understand why a team the world quietly stopped believing in suddenly became the one nobody wants to face. Start with expectations. Brazil arrived at this World Cup carrying something unusual. Not pressure, absence. For most of modern football history, Brazil entered tournaments with an invisible advantage. Opponents did not just prepare tactically, they prepared psychologically. The yellow shirt arrived before kickoff. For decades, Brazil represented something bigger than a football team. Talent, control, inevitability. But over time, that reputation weakened. Quarterfinal exits. Moments of brilliance interrupted by moments of confusion. A generation raised hearing stories of 1970 and 2002 but never fully experiencing that feeling themselves. People still respected Brazil, they just stopped fearing them. And fear matters. Sports psychologist Geert Jordet has written extensively about reputation effects in elite competition. Teams do not only react to what opponents are, they react to what they believe opponents are. For years, opponents stopped entering matches against Brazil expecting to lose. That changed at this tournament, not because Brazil suddenly found 11 better players, because they changed something more important: identity. Watch how they play now. The hesitation is gone. Previous Brazilian teams often looked like collections of extraordinary individuals waiting for someone to create a moment. This team looks different. The attacks arrive faster. The distances between players are smaller. Transitions feel intentional instead of improvised. Individual brilliance still exists, but now it looks connected. And when Brazil combines talent with structure, history becomes uncomfortable for everybody else. This is the part people missed. Brazil did not become terrifying because they started destroying teams. They became terrifying because they stopped needing to. Tournament football rewards control more than spectacle. France learned that. Argentina learned that. Now Brazil looks like they finally understand it too. And once Brazil understands tournament football, things tend to escalate quickly. You can already see the reaction. The conversations changed. Analysts stopped asking whether Brazil could survive the knockout rounds. Now they are asking who actually wants to draw them. That question matters because fear spreads quietly. One disciplined performance becomes two. One difficult match becomes a reputation. Then suddenly every opponent starts adjusting around you, playing deeper, pressing less, taking fewer risks. That is when tournaments start changing, not when goals arrive. When belief arrives. Nobody wanted Brazil because nobody thought they mattered enough to fear. Now something feels different. Now opponents are watching Brazil and seeing something they have not seen in a long time. Not nostalgia, not tradition, not highlights. A team that might actually know exactly who it is. And once the world starts fearing Brazil again, history suggests that is when things become dangerous.